Good morning, everyone. This is Judith A. Cole. You're listening to Mad Love. Let's get into it. So I got a text from a friend that her mom suddenly passed away yesterday. Suddenly, meaning her mom was in her 80s. She'd had a couple of recent hospitalizations, but definitely nothing that made her think she was about to pass away. So whereas I had a very long, obvious, and dramatic time with my mom, there are people who just go to sleep and don't wake up. And that's what happened to her mom after, I think she fell and broke her leg. She was recovering from that. She had been in a rehab facility. She just returned home. And it occurred to me that her mom may have had some suspicions about her own body failing because she waited to go home and be alone to pass away. Because her daughter did not want to leave her. Just kept saying, I can stay. I don't want to go. Are you okay? And her mom was like, please, just go home. It'll be okay. Just go home. And so that's very, very sad and very tragic. But also her mom was one of the ones who refused to do any paperwork, refused to talk about it, didn't want to talk about anything. No advance directive, no will, no power of attorney. She didn't want anything to do with it. And so while it's sad that now she's gone, now her children have to go on this hunt for all this information. And I think she also owned her own home. That is not what you want. And I know it's going to be challenging for many people to get their parents to talk about it, or even for you to talk about it with your partner, spouse, whomever, and your kids. But you got to do it for the sake of kindness to your family. So now, not only do I have to mourn you, now I have to try to wrap up the business that is you. Which is hard to do. I've just done it twice. It's hard to do. And with my mom, she died so slowly. She was sick for so long. I was able to do things, at a pretty good pace. I didn't have to do anything urgently before she passed away. I had covered all of it because she was sick for, I would say, at least her 80s. So for 7 years. So the first thing I did, I think, was power of attorney for health and finances. Then later on, I did a quit claim deed on her home to put the title of it in my name. And then later I did something else, I think. And then with my brother, the first time he was majorly hospitalized in 2022, I started his paperwork, and then I did his power of attorney for finances. Then I came back and did I did a will. Then I came back and did power of attorney for health care because he stopped being able to really make good decisions on his own. But those are the crucial ones that you need. And if somebody has a lot of property and cars, and don't hesitate to spend that extra money. Go to a elder care attorney and put all that stuff in a trust, because otherwise you won't even be able to close their checking account. You won't be able to do anything without going to probate court. And it takes a long time, and it's frustrating, and it's just a huge thing. So, these things can happen suddenly, even though it might not seem suddenly, because I think with the hospitalizations, the falls, my mom started falling in 2023. By 2024, she fell, hit her head. We had to go in hospice. The falls are a clue. And When they're in their room and they're trying to stand up from the bed and they fall, that's a problem. And my mom fell plenty, and I had to hoist her and lift her, and eventually I relented and got her a hospital bed, because she went on hospice without getting one. And I eventually got and ordered the hospital bed in May of 2024 because, but I just didn't want to make her feel sick. I wanted to make her feel like she still had her own agency, even though I could see it was deteriorating. And everything I did was just to keep her feeling as independent as she possibly could, because I knew that was a big deal to her. But these are very tough decisions. They fall on the children, the adult children, and they are complicated, and they are frustrating, and they are all of the things that you think problems are. And they're not exactly your problems, but if you love your parent and you care about your parent, then they become your problems. You have to try to help them as much as you can, because that's how you were raised, or that's how you feel. And I guarantee you there are plenty of people who don't feel that way. I know this, so I'm not speaking to you. You will find no value in my newsletter. You won't find value in all of these podcasts that are about caregiving. I understand that. But there are a lot of people who want to help and they don't know how to help. But, I even had a former neighbor, really cool lady, who moved in with her parents who were in their 90s in a house in Ferguson that they didn't want to leave. And whatever you've heard about Ferguson for people who are not from St. Louis, there are swaths of Ferguson, Missouri that are lovely. There are some that are now low income and not great, but there are some historical houses in Ferguson. They have a lovely farmer's market. There are a lot of people who live and thrive in Ferguson. Michael McDonald is from Ferguson, the singer from the Doobie Brothers. So anyway, she did a great job. She reads the newsletter. She's one of the reasons why I kept doing it, because she's like, it really, really helps. And I want to help people who want to help their people. You dig? I understand that there are folks who are like, that is not my problem, good luck. And they just think magically that the parents are going to wind up in a facility, or whatever happens to them happens to them. But, it's not like television. People don't just lay in the bed with consumption and die in some dramatic way that you're always aware of. Sometimes you don't know how sick someone is. I thought my brother was going to die way sooner than he actually died. He seemed very, very sick to me this time last year. So these things are mysterious, and you have to trust God's timing. And it's hard. And so now, I'm trying to help people understand the process that happens after someone dies as well, because they're not really dead until the government says they're dead. And that's a whole nother thing. So then you got to go get death certificates. You got to decide if you're going to do a funeral, what that's going to look like. I'm not a funeral girl. So if I'm in charge of your stuff, don't expect a funeral. I'd rather celebrate someone's life than have a funeral. But I'll be honest with you, at this point in my life, I'm exhausted from taking care of other people. My lab work shows that, and so I'm putting an extra emphasis on my own health and care. But I'm here for you, and if you have questions, or if you want to, consult, or if you want to hire me to help you, I will do that. There's plenty of free information in my newsletters. I hope people read them. I hope people who want to help their parents, who want to help the seniors and the older people in their families, I hope they read those newsletters and go back to them and reference them. The one on probate, I think I did that one, the newsletter before last. You're going to want to save that one and really go back and read it. And if you have kids, send it to them. That is why I'm committed to keeping the newsletter free, so that people will have this resource, because I didn't have it. And, everybody will be like, well, you could have gone to meetings. And listen, a lot of these places that you think are designed to help you, they're not really what you think they are. I remember when I first started looking around for help, and people were like, you should call a place for mom. Well, a place for mom is really just a clearinghouse. They're a reference place. You call someplace and they hook you up with a bunch of nursing homes or facilities in your area. Well, I could do that. You know what I mean? Why I got you for? Why I got to call you so you can tell me who else to call and set up all these appointments so I can wander around? And that's not the kind of help you need. Because before you get to want to put somebody away in a facility, you got to determine the quality of their health. Will they survive that? Would they be better off with me? And the answer is almost always yes. But sometimes you have to put them someplace because you have to work. You're an only child. You're single. You can't afford to take care of them the way they need to. There are a lot of factors. So yes, I am pumping up Refuel. You should read it. If you care about a caregiver, forward it to them. Sign up for the newsletter. You'll get it most Sundays at 5 a.m. You can read at your leisure. It's Refuel by Faith and Gasoline at beehive.com. BEEHIIV.com. It's very well read by the people who subscribe to it. And, it's just so important to get this message out there, because you don't want to wake up, somebody you love has passed away, and now you have 50 things to attend to because they never did any paperwork. And it's not going to be easy. If they have a checking account, which most people do, if they have savings accounts, life insurance policies, old policies from places, you got to go in there and find all of that. At least try to get them to put everything in one spot. It's a challenge, and I'm deeply sorry for her loss. And anybody, that's 2 people I know who've lost their moms. And for me, it was devastating. I can't explain it. I just saw somebody, Scott Galloway, who I follow. He's a little extreme, but I do enjoy some of his podcast appearances, and he broke into tears talking about his mom. He was like, I'm a grown man who's not been able to get over the death of my mother. She raised me by herself. She took great care of me on like a secretary's salary, and I'm heartbroken. And I was like, see, it's not just me, even though I knew it wasn't just me, but there's something about your mom. It's that person who even my mom, I've made it clear, my mom could be very mean and kind of cold, but when she was sweet, she was very, very, very sweet. And when that goes away, when that person who, my mom didn't tell you things. She wasn't very effusive. She didn't tell you she might tell you she loved you, but she would never tell me, or I don't think she did this with my son, like, oh, I'm so proud of you, or oh, you're such a good person. Her validation of her thinking you were a good person was her willingness to spend time with you. If she spent time with you, she thought you were pretty great, because there were a lot of people she didn't want to spend time with, and we spent a lot of time together. But I also, as I got older, understood how to talk to her in a way that was more effective, that would keep us from fighting and not talking for a couple of days. So I'm really proud of the work that we did together, because I'll be honest, she didn't really know what to do with me. At a certain point, I was more intellectual than her, and my brother was intellectual, but he was non-confrontational. And my sister was completely confrontational, but she would just storm out. She would just get mad and just disappear. Well, I became confrontational and intellectual, but I also would be like, why do you have to have such a terrible personality? I remember I said that, and I'm not talking like when I was a teenager. This was when I began taking care of her. And I was like, can you take a break from your terrible personality and just listen to what you're saying? And she would just look at me like, ugh. But she was vain enough to be like, I don't want to be known as a person with a terrible personality. So, yeah, I don't know. I miss her. I do. And I'm glad that we had a chance to mend our fences. And, she loved her children very, very much. And losing a mom is really unspeakably sad. And I'm glad to see that men feel that way too and can share that. He started crying. He was on a podcast with the Diary of a CEO guy. And it's one of those things. I didn't expect it to hit me that hard when my mom died. But it is, because we had a tough relationship. It was very nuanced. And in fact, it is the longest and most challenging relationship I've ever had. And I've grown immensely from knowing my mom. I was very blessed to get to know her as an adult, to be her adult child, and to take care of her and to honor her. Because if you're waiting on this healthcare system to honor your loved one, you're going to be waiting a long time. The dignity will come from you and how you care for your loved one and how you manage that whole process. So, Mother's Day is coming up, and I just feel bad. I know 2 people who've lost their moms in the last, I think, month. And that's just a bummer. Nobody loves you like your mom. Even if you think you don't have a good relationship, nobody loves you like your mom. Take care of yourselves. Have an amazing day. Sign up for my newsletter. Link in the description. Be safe. Bye-bye.